Hey, it's Adam Persitza here with Whiskey Throttle Media. We're doing our intro ride on the 2025 YZ450F. So we're out here today at Glen Helen getting the rundown on the new model of the YZ450 with some minor updates to make this a more improved package. This bike is already the 2024 shootout winner for most publications, and they took the time to make some refinements just to make it a little bit better of a stable platform. So starting from the top, one of the big things they changed was actually your control module. The old one, the handle was, or the switch was flush with the buttons coming out, and it made it pretty prone to hitting the kill switch when you're changing maps, or if you could bump it pretty easily. Now they've actually 3D printed it, it's inset, and the buttons are flush with that outermost layer, so it's a lot less likely that you're gonna hit a button accidentally. Next thing, moving over to the throttle body. On the throttle, they actually moved it out 10 millimeters. The real reason they did that is because it was rubbing against your throttle bottle housing, causing some issues where it gets stuck. When you're changing out grips, again, the glue could kind of gum it up a little bit. So just bringing it out gave it a little bit more free play and a little bit more manageable and a better feel on the throttle overall. Some other significant changes is they've updated the clutch. So the inside, they've added more holes around the body of the clutch to get more oil to go in and out for better cooling of the system. That just makes less likely to fade throughout a long day of motos, and just a more consistent clutch feel overall. The next big things they wanted to address is when they first came out with this generation in 2023, it improved cornering and those kind of handling characteristics significantly from the older platform, but they kind of gave up a little bit of your high-speed stability, which that's one thing Yamaha's always been known for. So they've made some changes to the chassis to kind of get a little bit more of that comfort and stability and consistency back on the overall ride of it without really losing any of that incredible cornering this have. I mean, you can really point and shoot in any corner, pick a line, change your line last moment, and this thing's gonna knife and go where you want it to. So some of the changes they made is your linkage, they actually made it have less mechanical advantage to decrease the amount it's squatting when you're putting a load or in corners and kind of help it ride a little bit higher for a more consistent pull out coming out of the corner. And you also have more consistent straight line tracking on those high speed sections. With that, they've updated the shims and the fork. So this top shims, they call them a delta shim. It actually mirrors the top of the piston, so it's allowing a little bit more oil flow to come through that fork a little bit quicker, which is kind of increasing your rebound consistency. And like I said, the big thing, they're going for a more consistent, stable feel, and they really captured that. They actually brought out the 2024 model. We got to ride them back to back, and the difference, while they're minor adjustments, really improve the overall feel of the bike. Next couple changes they had is they've updated the engine brackets. Just again, it's all working hand in hand with the updates to the linkage and updates to the fork settings, and just to give it a more planted feel on the track. The 2024 and 2023 had a little bit light feeling, so because they dropped all the weight from the 2022 model, now they're kind of working a little bit back to get that more planted feel. And again, it's all about consistency on this bike. On top of that, they actually updated the foot peg brackets. They got a few complaints where riders were saying they're actually getting their foot stuck on the bracket as opposed to making contact with the peg. And this is really just Yamaha listening to their consumers and making those updates to keep everyone happy, and while still having, you know, arguably the best stock trim or 450 on the market. So kind of that, like I said, with the control module, those are just minor changes they made to make a better bike. And with that, I was really happy with this. The last YZ450 I rode was the 2022 model, and to me it had those classic characteristics of a really wide shrouds, and then yeah, that thing tracked like no other going down high-speed straights, but I always felt like I struggled because I couldn't get all the way up on the tank or just didn't want to lean into those turns as much. This new generation is incredible. You really can just pick any rut. You can pop out of the rut if you need to, if you know there's someone else in the way or something changes on the track from lap to lap, and it just makes for a really nice feel. This thing, the weight of it too, it feels like you're riding a 250F almost, just because it's so nimble. Again, I could throw this thing around. I haven't been this comfortable on a 450 right out of the gate in a long time, so I really appreciated the overall feel. And then that back and forth where, yeah, those tight corners, it's tracking great. I felt really confident on high speed straights, especially coming into like rutted straightaways coming into corners. It just was consistent. I didn't have any doubt this thing was going to kick out unexpectedly or do something I wasn't anticipating. And it just overall makes for a great bike. We had great track conditions, especially in the morning. Everything was really nicely prepped, and as the track deteriorated, we just made a couple changes to a couple clickers just so I could feel a little bit more comfortable and push the bike where I wanted to, and it really just is what I wanted out here. So it was a great bike to ride. All right, to summarize this bike again, it's the 2024 reigning shootout champion from pretty much every subscription out there. And they just made a few minor changes to make it an even better platform. So if you're thinking about switching to the YZ450 and you're maybe hesitant, I think the new changes really complement and make the bike all around a much better package, and it was already the best, as you can see. And then maybe if you have the last generation and you were on the fence about getting it, the minor updates, if you're already really comfortable, it might not make that big of a difference, especially if you've already gotten your suspension done and things like that. You might be happy, but if you're just ready for the next model year, this one's ready to go. And if you have any other questions, please drop them in the comments. We'll get back to you about what our other thoughts we had on the bike, or if there's anything else moving forward. And while you're down there, be sure to like and subscribe to our channel for more content at Whiskey Throttle Media. Hey guys, by the way, if you're interested in the gear I'm out here in today, the One Industries X197 in cobalt blue goes great with the Yamaha, and it also pairs really nice with our unofficial Whiskey Throttle Media ATR 3x6D. I'm going to be doing reviews on both of these products, so look forward to those in the future and hopefully help make your decision on your next purchase.
If you like this video, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos, comment what you thought, and share it with your friends.